players you need to start and sit for week 8 of fantasy football, with the first one being start Breece Hall. The Jets are an absolute train wreck, but since he is dead last versus running backs, giving it up to everyone on the ground, so Breece is the only player who will survive this offensive implosion. He's an easy top 5 option this week. But sit Quentin Johnston. He had a terrible drop last week, and the Vikings are a brutal matchup. Plus, Herbert has too many mouths to feed, so leave QJ on your bench and thank me later. Start J.K. Dobbins. He just ripped off 6 yards a carry last week, but get this, Dallas is giving up the 3rd most fantasy points per game to running backs, so with Denver rolling, trust the matchup. But sit Rhamondre Stevenson. Sure, he popped off for 88 yards and a score last week, but Cleveland's run defense is elite, built to choke out early down volume, so when Rhamondre fumbles again in the first half, it's a breakout game for Travion Henderson. And start Alec Pierce. He earned 10 targets with Josh Downs and concussion protocol, but Tennessee can't seem to stop anyone, so Pierce has blow-up potential again unless JT steals all the touchdowns. But sit Jaylen Warren. Huge week 7, but Green Bay is top 5 in limiting running backs on the ground and through the air, so that ceiling you need just isn't there this week. But before my number 1 start and my number 1 sit, make sure you're taking all your picks on Kalshi this week. It's basically a stock market for sports, and it's available in all 50 states. Start Xavier Legette. He just led the Panthers in targets, and the Bills are softer than people think. But consider sitting a player who's number 3 in fantasy points per target, and in a tough matchup will finish outside the top 35 wide receivers in week 8, George Pickens.